Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. Your girl Shiluba Mashela here. Today I am back with another video. On this video, it might be emotional to others, but to me, it's all in the past. I'll be talking about how I ended up having a heart surgery at age 23, 2015. Yeah, today we'll be talking about this scar. So let's go straight to the video. But before we do that, subscribe. Don't forget to leave your comments down below and give this video a big thumbs up. So, it all started with a simple chest pain. It started a day before my graduation. It was on Monday. I just traveled back. I traveled back home from where I used to work because I was working far from home to prepare for the graduations. It was in July 2015. So the chest pain started very light. I took it very light, caught by excitement, couldn't even feel that I was not fine because I was excited for the graduation. Who doesn't get excited to wear a graduation gown? So I was very excited. Tuesday came, did not feel any pain. I'm sure it was because of the excitement. Graduation passed. Wednesday, had to travel back to work. I traveled back to work where I was doing my community service in Jane First. I traveled back, reached Jane First. I was fine, but I could feel that my chest is not fine. It's just too tight. So Thursday, I went to work. Was busy complaining about this chest pain until this other doctor told me to go and consult. Insisted that I go and consult because I was refusing. Went to go and consult. The doctor there by the casualty told me it might probably be asthmatic attack because she could feel my air entry is not fine. So she gave me some meds, some pain meds as well. I went back to work, knocked off at 19 hours. When I was sleeping, things got worse. Shortness of breath, but it wasn't that severe. I just sat on the bed until sunrise. Came morning, I couldn't go to work. I couldn't wake up. So I called in work, told them I was sick, went to consult to the casualty again. So they gave me they kept me off sick for 4 days, and because the day before they gave me the meds, they told me to continue with what they given me. So I went back to sleep. So I was not fine the whole weekend. I was given tramadol. I was busy taking tramadol until on Sunday, where tramadol could not work at all. I could feel like I drank tramadol, but the pain is still there. So Monday morning, I had to go back to work. I woke up, I was feeling very dizzy and very tired with shortness of breath, but then I had to go to work. So I woke up. When I was busy preparing to take a bath, I collapsed in the room. By the time I'm alone, the ones that I'm working with, it was their time of work, so they went home. I was just alone. I thought I was just alone in that. It's sort of a commune. So I was there lying alone, helpless, and then I don't know what woke me up. Jiggy, I woke up. And then I felt lucky. I fell on top of my bed. I woke up, took my phone, called my mother. Mom, I cannot wake up. I don't know what's wrong. I couldn't breathe. By the time I can't even talk properly, I took my phone, called the friend. The friend was not around, but it was a he. He knows someone who was around. So the guy quickly came into my room, carried me to his car, take me to the emergency section. When I reached there, I couldn't breathe at all. My saturation was just 80%. there was no sufficient air going into my body, sufficient oxygen, I mean to say. So they put on oxygen, they nebulized me, the chest opened a bit. So my mother and my aunt came, took me home, and then we reached home, went to a family doctor, and she's like, I feel like there is no enough air entry. I'm not sure what it is. It sounds like it's pneumonia, but I'm not sure. So tomorrow, come to the hospital. We're going to do blood tests. We're going to do ECG, electrocardiogram, and we're going to take an x-ray, a chest x-ray. So I went home, slept, couldn't sleep the whole night, couldn't breathe. I was just sitting the whole night, because if I lie down, it was worse. So in the morning, I took a bath, went to hospital. When we reached the hospital, I took x-ray, blood, and ECG. ECG is just to check. My ECG was very bad. Very bad. I couldn't even explain what was happening. The doctor explained to me, but I couldn't even understand. So the x-ray, very bad. It showed like my lungs had some severe infection with cardiomegaly, like my heart was very inflamed. Blood test, CRP very high, ESR very high, white blood cell counts very high, my infection markers were very high. So I was put on treatment. I was booked off sick for 10 days. Went back home. 10 days passed by, and then I had to go back to work. I went back to work. I think I worked 2 or 3 days. One time I was at work, and I'm trying to breathe. I feel like I can't breathe. I can't even catch. I see people are just relaxing, breathing, but to me, there was no air coming in. So I told the people I was working with, so they told me to lie down, did an x-ray, boom, cardiomegaly still there. And then they wanted to transfer me to another hospital. I'm like, because it's far from home, I called my parents, that time came my sister's husband and my aunt's husband. They came to fetch me. Went home. We reached home. The pain was very severe. I called the doctor who saw me the other time in hospital. He told me to come the next day. The next day I went there. Before I went there, in the morning, I insisted on bathing. My mother could see that I was very weak. I cannot even bath myself, but I insisted because I cannot go to the hospital. I didn't bath since I bathed yesterday when I went to work before I got the attack. So I was taking a bath just there, and I'm like, hey, wake up. I hear voices from far. Wake up, wake up. Apparently I passed out. So yeah, it was like that. They took me to hospital. When I reached the hospital, you would say that I'm hysteric. When I reached the hospital, I could walk. It's like it wasn't me who just passed out like an hour ago. I could walk by myself. So they said wheelchair. I'm like, no, wheelchair. No, not me. I'll walk. We walked. As we were walking, we were approaching the doctor. I could not see the doctor. I see the doctor from far. I could hear the voices, my mother and my aunt talking from far. I'm like, collapse. Boom! When I collapsed, I just had, take her to ICU. Was rushed to ICU, was put on oxygen. They did everything. They did x-ray. My chest x-ray showed that there's some water in my lungs. But when they tried to drain it, there was nothing coming out. So I was there. The pain was very severe. I remember the nurses that by the time I was not working at Letaba Hospital, I was admitted there in ICU. At that time, the nurses that were there, that night, they did not concentrate on anything. They just concentrated on me because the thing was on and off. You could say I was just faking the shortness of breath, but things were very tough. The pain was very tough. They had to give me morphine for like 4 times a day, because I stayed there for like 10 days because they couldn't figure out what was going on with me. But when they gave antibiotics, the infection subsided. And then after that, it shoots up again. Until 10 days, I went for echo in Bulukwane. Echo found that my heart doesn't have a problem. That was the result. And then I was discharged home. After being discharged home, I didn't even take 3 days at home. Attack again. I was taken to Zanin Med Clinic. I was admitted, stayed, and then I was seen by a physician. I also stayed there for 10 days because the physician couldn't really figure out what was going on with me. The scan, he couldn't figure it out. So he had to transfer me as an emergency to Midstream Medical Clinic in Pretoria, but I refused because I did not want to go there by ambulance. I just said I'll go because I would go with my family, with a family car. So we went there, arrived in Pretoria, was admitted, and then the cardiologist came to see me, asked like my symptoms since the thing started. As I tell him what is happening, he's like, I think it's pericarditis, but we are gonna confirm, we're gonna do more tests, we're gonna confirm further. So there I was admitted there. I stayed day 1, day 2, I think, because I stayed there for 14 days. Day 3, day 4, okay, day 3, they did TEE. Read down below for the abbreviations. I'm saying I'm gonna write them down below. I did TEE, and then TEE confirmed that it's constrictive pericarditis, and then I did angiogram. Angiogram also confirmed. I did MRI. MRI also confirmed that I have constrictive pericarditis. Constrictive pericarditis is the inflammation of the outer lining of the heart, or the pericardium of the heart. So once it is constrictive, it's been inflamed for a while now, that it is very stiff. It doesn't allow the heart, it doesn't relax anymore as the heart is pumping. It has fibrosis and it has scarring. So apparently it's been like that. It's been I've been having pericarditis for long, that it turned into being constrictive pericarditis in a way. So I will make another video explaining my condition and explaining all the procedures that I went through while I was in the hospital, because I see if I try to explain it now, the video will be very long. So to cut the story short, I was diagnosed with constrictive pericarditis, and then the doctor came, explained what was happening, and he told me that since it's constrictive, there is no way that medication can correct. The only way to correct it is by open heart surgery. Aha, boy, I did not cry. That day I cried. Luckily, when he broke the news, my mother, my uncle, and my uncle's wife were there. Good, I cried. My uncle also had some heart surgeries. He had some heart surgeries. Unfortunately, he passed on. So may his soul rest in peace, and may my mother's soul rest in peace as well. He tried to comfort me. He told me that he was also there. He woke up, and so I remember there was a song that when he used to visit me, every time we could sing, he would say, "Who is wonderful?" And I should answer and say, "It's Jesus." And he would say, even in this situation, who is wonderful and who is glorious? I had to answer and say, it's Jesus. Every time I think of my heart problem thingy, I always think of that song. When I sing it, it comforts me. It reminds me of him. So yeah, let's go forward. So I cried, and the cardiologist was very surprised. He was like, I've never treated a 23-year-old with constrictive pericarditis. It is the first time. The only people that he treats are people above like 40 years. He is surprised. And then I was started on TB treatment apparently because my ESR, which is one marker of TB, was very high, was always very high, and TB is one of the cause of constrictive pericarditis, and they didn't know what was my cause, so they started me on TB treatment because in case if it's TB, and then they had already started me on, guys, I had to take six of those tablets. That tablet, I think it's this big, and I had to swallow. By that time, I don't have a choice. I want to feel better, so I had to take whatever they give me. And by that time, I couldn't talk properly. There was no entry. There was a time I was in Zanin Mediclinic, I couldn't talk at all because there was no entry. I would just, for me to finish a sentence, it would take me 5 minutes or 10 minutes to finish a simple sentence. So that's how bad it was. And then he told me that he would send a cardiothoracic surgeon, the person who's gonna do the surgery, to come and explain what will happen. Doctor came, cardiothoracic surgeon came. He's like, "Ooh, I heard you're a nurse." I'm like, "Yes, I am." "Don't worry, I know you know what's gonna happen. I know you are a nurse, you will understand better. I won't have to explain a lot. Don't worry, I'll cut from here to here. Don't worry, in 4 days we'll be going home." And I stopped crying and I just laughed. And he was like he calmed me down, and he was like, "When do you want us to do the surgery?" I'm like, "Tomorrow, doc, tomorrow. I am tired of this chest pain. I am tired of not being able to breathe." Guys, there is nothing on earth that is very painful than difficulty in dyspnea. Guys, difficulty in breathing is, I don't even know how to, it's hard. You see people busy breathing well, and then when you are struggling to catch the same oxygen that the other people are busy enjoying. So yeah, it was hard. And then I said I will do the surgery tomorrow. And then he said, "I will start with you. I've got 3 surgeries, heart surgeries tomorrow, but I will start with you, the youngest one." I'm like, the whole night, guys, I felt a relief. I was so happy that finally this thing is gonna go away. But still, I was very scared because what if I don't wake up? It's my first operation. I grew up not being a sick child, and jiggy, I am having a heart condition. I'm gonna do a heart surgery, and the pain after. When I imagine the pain after, my chest pain just went worse. But anyway, the next day, it was the 4th of November. I did the heart surgery. It was okay. After the heart surgery, guys, when I woke up, I could feel the relief. Even if I still had the oxygen on, like they still put oxygen, I could feel like I can breathe. It was good. I took many deep breaths and it felt nice. It felt so good. And yeah, I think I overcome all those things. I mean, I was able to tackle that sickness because I had family support. My husband, who was then my boyfriend, guys, I remember asking him, "Guri, why are you still around even if I'm in my deathbed?" Because at a point I had given up in life. "God, if this is my way of living this earth, please don't take time. Don't make me to suffer like this. Just take me and let me rest from this pain," because it was just too much. You know what my husband said? My husband just looked at me like, "This stupid girl." I'm sure in his head somewhere he was just saying, "This stupid girl." He was there. so supportive, so caring as he is even now. My mother was there, supportive, my family, my uncle, my cousins, guys, my aunt. The support was just too much. It was Kuri, it made me to defeat that pain that I was feeling sometimes. And then 4 days later, I was discharged home, able to breathe. Only the scar left. Kuri, the excitement that I can breathe, and the excitement that the angina, the chest pain is gone. It took away the pain of the scar. The scar was not so painful. Taking care of the scar, the healing process, yes, there were difficult days here and there, but the fact that I could breathe and there was no pain, the angina was very bad, guys. It was very bad. So, yeah, I was just like that. And I'll make another video, tell you more about my life after I had that heart surgery. It has been very nice, challenges up and downs here and there, but my heart hasn't given me problems since the operation. It only gave me a problem when I was pregnant. I'll also tell you a story about that. But yeah, now I am healthy, I am fit, I can even run 10 kilometers. I can run, I can do what normal people can do. I am keeping myself healthy, of course, because I have to keep healthy for me to sustain my heart. So guys, that is what was up with this car. Hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to leave your comments, and thank you for watching.